Welcome to My Opinion here on My Opinion TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell. So as soon as a video is released, you'll be one of the first to be notified. And this morning, we want to look at some figures that have been released recently and which reads rather disturbingly for us as Jamaicans, because after 52 days in 2021, Jamaica has recorded 212 murders, roughly 4 murders per day. A small island like Jamaica with 3 million people, based on the last statistics that was done to show how many persons live in Jamaica. 3 million people. 52 days in 2021, and Jamaica has recorded 212 murders. This is 6% increase over the comparative period last year. So instead of things getting better, it is getting worse on the crime front, and a serious introspection have to be done by government, police, and all the persons involved in coming up with some workable solution to rid the island of this big, humongous, and enormous creature called crime. And a lot of these persons that are involved in crime, we have to put it. It is all good when we say we have to put a lid on crime, we have to do this, but it also needs social infrastructure and opportunities so that some of these youths can turn away from a life of crime, even though yet a lot of them really don't want any other opportunity, because some of them, the opportunities are in front of them, but yet they're rather a life of gangsterism, because when they are in the life of being a gangster, they think they are more loved, they are feared, they get respect, and the powers that comes with it. A lot of girls rush them, but at the end of the day, something will have to be given, because being a gangster, at some point you'll be caught either by the law or by your own gangster friends, right? But let's continue as we read the figures. Shootings were up by 9%. So apart from the fact that 212 murders were committed, that was 6% increase. Shootings were up 9%, which is 189 this year compared to 174 last year. So is it a case where more guns are on the street, or is it a case where more criminals are out there now than before? Well, it could be a combination of both factors based on what I am reading here. Rapes are down 46%, which is good news. However, as it relates to rapes, you wonder, are less being reported, or is just a situation where less rapes are committed? Sometimes, especially in certain volatile areas, it is not reported, so the figures will look as if it's reading good, when in truth and in fact it's a dismal reading. But out of fear, some women, some parents will not report rapes because they might can't stay in that community. They might have to leave based on the roles being done by these gangsters. Now, break-ins are down 28%. So robberies are down 8%. So they're not robbing as much as they used to before, and they are not breaking in anybody's place as they used to before. So is this a civil war? Is this a war against what? Can somebody tell me in the comment section what this war is against? Because you would have think that due to the fact that COVID is reaping havoc on the nation, and the fact that persons are being laid off, persons can't find job, you'd have expected to see an increase in robberies and break-ins. But it's not the case. So clearly, it is an issue of murders being on the minds of all these persons. And we implore all the influential persons who have access to mic to use their influence to try and promote good positive values amongst these youngsters, because a lot of these youngsters have persons who they look up to as role models, and it is easy for them to gravitate to the bad rather than the good. So, as I said, rapes are down 46%, which, even though it's down, it's not a situation where the women should be comfortable, because guess what? These hoodlums sometimes are out there and they target the female based on the fact that they feel like the female are the most vulnerable persons. Robbery is down 8%, so some persons might feel good about that. But the major concern for me is the fact that 52 days in 2021, we have recorded all of 212 murders in Jamaica so far, which is a 6% increase. So, Dr. Horace Chang, Anthony Anderson, your job is on the line right now, because clearly there's no lid being put on this situation. This situation is getting out of control. While I must commend the Jamaica Constable Air Force, who have been doing some excellent job, it just can't be up to the police alone to help to stem the crime rate. Persons in and around communities, law-abiding citizens who have seen of incident taking place and have known of incident taking place, they need to have some form of confidence. Find someone who's close to them. Find someone who they can trust and report some of these incidents to the police, so we can actually put a lid on these crime situation. The other talking point is like 189 shooting this year compared to 174 last year. Now, we need to find a way to rid the country of these weapons. And clearly, a lot of these weapons are falling into hands of so-called poor ghetto youths. And you wonder, if a guy is so poor and hungry and can't find food to eat, why would he be walking around with a weapon that costs so much money to murder people? Right? Why didn't he find a way to sell that weapon or whatever and find money to feed himself and his family? The notion that guns are in are these youths takes up the gun because they are poor is a nonsense for me, because the evidence has shown that these poor ghetto youths, when they have the gun, most of the time they're involved in turf war, gang war, and going around slaughtering innocent, law-abiding citizens. But Jamaica is in a bad place if this trend continues into 2021. We'll be well on course to be recording over 1,500 murders for the entire year. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, so as soon as a video is released, you'll be one of the first to be notified. Until next time, be safe. Look out for the children. Look out for a loved one. Look out for a neighbor. And most of all, keep it locked on My Opinion TV.